पेपर देखिए, पेपर लाया नहीं।
एक शुरू कर बोलेगा बोलेगा बोलेगा। Namo Buddhaya. Today, welcome to another wonderful Sunday morning and Sunday DHAMMA program. And today today's Sangadana is offered by Upasika Meera Ray and Upasika Anjan Ray. And they are offering this Sangadana every month, first Sunday, and not just for monks, also for lay people. Also, they are offering dana. So we will be doing the puja and blessings for them. And they have been our long-standing devotees since our Padavante's time. For many, many years, they have been very generously offering dana and supporting us. So we'll be doing the blessings, and also for all our other donors and supporters, and for the corona affected people, may they also get well soon, and all the COVID warriors who have been helping people to get better, doctors, nurses, police, and all other people will be doing puja for everybody. So now I request all the people online and offline to please mindfully participate in the Parita chanting. Arahang Samma Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivade Swakato Dhammo Dhammang Namassa Supatipando Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sangham Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो बुद्धस्सा नमो तस्सा भगवतो अरहतो सम्मा सम्बुद्धस्सा इति पित्वा भगवानहं सम्मा सम्बुद्धो विद्याचरणसम्पन्नो सुगतो लोकविदो अनुत्तरो पुरुषधम्मसारथि तथा देवमनुसानां बुद्धो भगवाति नमो दास सामा सम्बुद्धसा एष बुद्धादिदाता एष बुद्धानागता पाचोपन्ना च बुद्धाय वन्दामि सापरा नास्ति मे शरणं बुद्धो मे शरणं वरम् एतेन साच वाद्येन होतु ते जयमङ्गलम् उत्तमङ्गेन वन्देऽहं माधवं गोवरोत्तमं बोधय बुद्धोऽहमदुतं ममं बोधाय वनिमानपर्यन्तं स्वाखातो भगवता धम्मो सन्निधिको कालिको यहि वासिको नमो दासनियानिकासधामासा एच धामातिदाचा एच धामानागता पाचोपन्ना जय धामाय वन्दामि सापदा नास्ति मे शरणं धामो मे शरणं वरम् एतेन साच वाद्येन होतु ते जयमङ्गलम् उत्तमङ्गेन वरं धामेय खलितो दोषो धम्मो मङ्गमाय वनिर्वाणपर्यन्तं शरणम् सुपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्घो भुजपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्घो न्यायपटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्घो सामेचे पटिपन्नो भगवतो सावकसङ्घो यदिदाक्षातारि पुरुषयोगानि पुगलाय स भगवतो सावकसङ्घो आहुनय्य बाहुनय्य दाक्षिणय्य नियो अनुत्तरं पुण्यक्षेत्रं लोकासते नमो दास पुगलामहासङ्घस एच सङ्घादिदाचा एच सङ्घानागता पाचोपन्ना बदानास्ति मे एतेन तुते जयमङ्गलं उत्तमङ्गेन वन्देऽहं सङ्घं च दिविदोत्तमम् Sangeya Khalito Doto Sangho Gamadu Dhamma Sangham Vanapariyantam Saranam Evam Buddham Ekava Mayang Va Nahesati Ganasara Paditena Devena Damadhansina Telakade Bang Sambuddhang Pujayami Tamonudang Gandha Samarayotena Dhupena Hang Sugandhina Pujaye Namang Vanaganda Guna Vedang Edang Kusumasantatin Pujayami Muninda Sasiri Pada Saroruhe Pujayami Buddhang Kusumena Nena Punyena Metena Jahodu Mokhang Pupang Milaya Diyata Edam Me Kaya Tathaya Devinasa Bhavang Nirada Samabadita Udayedva Nisinasa Vya Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Imena Devena Dhobena Bobena Vibhujemi Emang Devado Baba Baba Jadinama Sakala Anang Pacheka Nang Agasavakanang Mahasavakanang Arhandana Pakati Selang Aham Videsa Anavatako Mimani Gandhe Ang Santane Napisu Santanang Kepaveva Dobana Doganang Dosantanang Papanisate Evameva Sabe Sabe Sankara Dukha Sabe Dhamma Sade Maya Dhammanudhamma Padipatiya Buddhang Emaya Dhammanudhamma Padipatiya Dhamma Emaya Dhammanudhamma Padipatiya Vandami Chetiyang Sabang Sabadane Supadhetitang Sadirikadhado Mahabodhing Bodharupam Yasamule Nisena Vasabari Vijayangaka Pata Sabanyodang Satavandetang Modhipadabang Emeyete Mahabodhi Lokanathena Pujita Aham Pete Namasami Bodhiraja Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Vipatti Padiva haya sabba sambati sedeya sabba dukang vinasaya saya sabba roga ya bhave nihaya gadaya kang sabba lokang amahe samantha atragachantu devata sadamang muniraja sasunantu sagamang sadang dhamma savane kalo yang vadanta dhamma savane kalo yang vadanta dhamma Parita savana kalo namo tassa bhagavato buddhassa karaniyamata kusalena yantang santang padang avisamecha santo joja sojoja suvacho chasamudvanati santo sakocha suvarocha yapakecha chasallahu kavati santendriya cha nipakocha yapagapakule suananugeto nacha khodam samachare kinche yena venyo pareyo pavadeyong sukheno vakemino hondo tabe tata bhavanto sukhedata ekechi tasavada varavaya navaseta negavaya mahandava majjima rasakanu kadola detavaya vadetaya dore badante abedore Bodhava sambhave seva sabbe sata bhavantu sukhedata naparo parang nigometa nyati manye sakata chinanganche vyarasana padika sanya nanya manya sadokamecheya Mataya dhaniyang kutang ayusa yekaputta manurakhe evampi manasang mavaye aparimanang metaja sabbalokasming manasang mavaye aparimanang Udang adocha diriyan chaya sangvadang averang asabadang tirtan charan nisenova sayano vayamata sabigata medha etang sadeng aditeya brahma metang viharang idamaho Janupagam Silavadasanen Sampano Kame Savinayagedam Nahe Jato Kapasayang Punare Dede Doka Padachane Doka Vayapaka Chane Paya Soka etena tere hantu sabada etena sacha vajena sabaduka vinasado etena sacha vajena sababhaya vinasado etena sacha vajena sabaroga vinasado etena sacha vajena hotu jaya mangalam etena sacha vajena padu deradayam sabeteya vimajanto sabaroga vinasado Made bhavatu antaraya sukhe dehaya ko bhava bhavatu sabha mangala rakhantu sabha devata sabha buddhanubhavena bhavantu te bhavatu Bhavatu sabha mangala rakhantu sabha devata sabha sanghanubhavena sada soti bhavantu te nakatayaka bhutanam papagga nivarana parvetasanubhavena hantu te devo vedo Bhagava mangalancha yosanamo sakunam sato papagaho dosabinangakantang vadhanubhavena vinasamento dhammanubhavena vinasamento sanghanubhavena vinasamento akasatthacha Mahedika punyanta anumoditva chirang rakhantu sasanang chirang rakhantu desanang chirang rakhantu mangvarang etavadacha amehi sampadang punya sampadang Sabe devaya numodanto, sabe bodhaya numodanto, sabe sataya numodanto, sabba sambati siddhya, nibbana sambati siddhya, edang nyatinang hodo sukhinah nyataya edang sukhinah nyataya edang Jaya Sabe Buddha Vala Pata Vajnana Jayang Vadang Arhantanan Jatena Rakam Vandami Sabasa Sabe Dhamma Vala Pata Ariyasa Chanan Jayang Vadang Dhamma Chakasade Jena Rakam Vandami Sabasa Sabe Sangha Vala Kayena vacha cetena Tathagata Kayena vacha cetena pamadena maya katang Achayan kamamidhamma sanideka akaliko Kayena apamadena maya katang Achayan kamamidhamma punyaketang Emena punya kamena mame vala samagamo satang samagamo do yavani panapatiya edang me punya kamang asavakayang vahangodo Sabadukang pamajado nibbana sabachaya hodo sadhu sadhu sadhu. Once again, a very good morning and welcome. Once again, welcome to this Sunday Dhamma program on this beautiful Sunday morning. The people who have gathered here offline here in the Vihara, and also people who Upasikas and Upasikas who have gathered online. We welcome you all, and as usual, you have gathered for learning and practicing Dhamma, which is so wonderful. So we start with the basics, and the basics start with Sila, good conduct, good behavior, good virtues. So this Sila and Tisarana, of course, the right refuge, the refuge that encourages us to practice the Dhamma, encourages us to uphold the Dhamma and have the Dhamma in our day-to-day life. being the right example, the supremely enlightened Buddha, the noble Dhamma and the holy Sangha, who have kept this Dhamma alive up to this age. So we take them as our refuge, as our guide, as the persons, as the powers that can help us to progress on the right track. And if we go astray, if we go on the wrong track, then it helps us to come back again on the right track. So understanding correctly, understanding the deeper value of the three refuges, Tisarana, which helps us, which guides us till Nibbana, and understanding the value of the Sila, which can uplift our life, uplift our mind, and help us to progress. I request all the lay devotees to undertake Tisarana and Panchashila, and I request Pamka Bandeji to administer Tisarana and Panchashila.
Kamitabang Sukino Bondu Namo Das Yamadami Tangurita Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Sangham Saranam Gacchami Dutiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Dutiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami Tatiyampi Buddham Saranam Gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammam Saranam Gacchami Tatiyampi Sangham Saranam Gacchami Tisarana Gamanam Paripurna Panati Bada Viramani Sikkhaparam Samadhiyami Adena Dana Viramani Sikkhaparam Samadhiyami Kame Sumechachara Viramani Sikkhaparam Samadhiyami Musawada Viramani Sikhavara Samadhiyami Suramiraya Mejapamada Thana Viramani Sikhavara Samadhiyami Tisarane Nasa Bencha Silandaman Sarugan Surakidan Kato Apamadena Silan Sambadeta. Okay, let us meditate. Keep your body straight. Close your eye normally. Breathe in and breathe out normally and mindfully. Focus on your in-breath and out-breath at the nostril upper lip. Where's your in-breath and out-breath touch? Be aware of your in-breath and out-breath each and every. Later on, in your meditated mind, heatness or coolness, hardness or smoothness, moodness or shaping of body where appears, where being seen clearly, and then you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. Sometimes comfortable or uncomfortable, where we sing clearly. And then also you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. Sometimes in your mind, happiness or unhappiness will be seen clearly. And then also you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. Sometimes your mind will wonder, will think about home, about job, about work, about family, and so on. And then also you should focus on thinking mind or body mind. Sometimes in your mind, lobha, dosha, moha, restlessness, and remorse, and so on will rise. And then also you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. Whatever appears in your meditated mind, whatever you had to be seen in your meditated mind, you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. If you not see them clearly in your meditated mind, so you focus on your in-breath and out-breath at the nostril upper lip. Where's your in-breath and out-breath touch? If they are appearing clearly in your meditated mind, and then you should focus on it, you should be aware of it. If they are not appears or not rising in your meditated mind, not cannot be seen clearly. If you cannot see clearly, then if so, you should focus on your in-breath and out-breath at the nostril upper lip. And that's where you should train your mind by practicing full foundational mindfulness. By training the mind is good. Buddha also said, training the mind. Chittasa Dhammato Sadhu. Well-trained mind will bring happiness. Chittandandang Sukhavaham. So that is why by practicing for foundational mindfulness, train your mind. Training the mind is good. Well-trained mind will bring happiness. That is why focus on your in-breath and out-breath at the nostril or upper lip. Later on, whatever appears in your meditated mind, feeling, sensation, feeling, dengue mind or mental formation, you focus on it, you should be aware of it. If they are not be seen clearly in your meditated mind, if so, you should focus on your in-breath and out-breath at the nostril upper lip. By random, you should practice four kinds of for foundational mindfulness. But you should start by focusing on in-breath and out-breath. Bhavadu Sabha Mangala Rakhantu Sabha Devata Sabha Buddha Nubhavena Sabha Dhamma Nubhavena Sabha Sangha Nubhavena Sarasukhi Bhavantu Te.
Thank you, Vanteji. That was very peaceful meditation. So now it is time for Dhamma discourse. And since the mind is peaceful, it is the ideal time that you can focus on the words of Dhamma with all your mindfulness. So I request Venerable Ratapala Bhikkhu to deliver the Dhamma discourse today.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Okay. Namo tassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. First of all, I pay homage to the triple gem, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. And I pay homage to Bharavanteji. I pay homage to Kasapa Vanteji. I pay homage to Pamuka Vanteji, Sajjana Vanteji, and all other Bhikkhu Sangha present here. And Dear meritorious Upasakas and Upasikas, metta to you all. So today, I prepare one Gatha from Dhammapada, the Gatha number 224. This Gatha is about the dana, about the merits, you can say if you like. The Lord Buddha was while staying in the Jetavana monastery, and there were so many bhikkhus live there, the company of chief disciples, great disciples, and so many arahants. So these events about the Mahamoggallana Bhante, you know all, the left hand chief disciple of Lord Buddha. The first one is, right one is Sariputta Bhante. They are the great arahant, and they have special power. The Mahamoggallana Bhante is special in the supernormal power. So he used to go in the morning. He used to go in the like ghost vault, Peta vault, and meet them. Why they landed there? What did they do? Why they become Peta? She interact with them, and the devas also, and the Petas also, they explain their bad deeds when they are human being, they did bad in their life, and after resolution of the body, after that, they reborn in the Peta world. And by listening them, the Mahamoggallana Bhante used to teach them, give like Panchasila, to do punya, so that may they reborn in good state of human being or deva world. Because Peta world is the lower world. This is Niraya. They always in the suffering. So though they have much difficult to practice the Dhamma, but the Thera Mahamoggallana is very compassionate to them, so he teach them like to do punya and help others like this because of compassion. And after the lunch, evening time, the Mahamoggallana used to go in the Deva world, Deva realm, like Chatu Maharaji ka, Tavatingsa, Yama, Tusita, Nimanarati, Pranuta, Savati, etc. There are so many Deva worlds. He used to go there and meet them. Why they reborn in the Deva world? Because Deva world is very luxurious. They live very happily, long life, beauty, so many, etc. In the human world, even if we see there are so many people live in luxurious, happily, compared to Deva world, it is nothing. So Mahamoggallana Bhante used to go there and sometimes interact with them, questions them why they are reborn in the Deva world, what the good deed they did while in Manushya world, in human world. And accordingly, they answer to the Thera Mahamoggallana. So one of them, Deva, answer to the Mahamoggallana Bhante, "Oh Bhante, I didn't much give the dana like wealth and not much practice the Dhamma and listen the Dhamma. I became Deva. I landed here in Deva world. I just speak the truth, and by the power of by this truth, I landed in the Deva world. And there is second Deva, she is female Deva. She answered to the Thera, "O Bhante, I reborn in the Deva world when I was in human world. my master, my father, whenever he scolded me, he beat me, I never get anger. I never grudge him, hatred him, and I always patience and give him respect. And after my death, I reborn in the Deva world. And there are so many Devas he meet that era. And they answered different way. And someone said, I became Deva. When I was in human world, I just give a little like fruits. Because of this dana to a bhikkhu, I became a Deva. And there are many devas said, I give vegetables to a bhikkhu or to someone else. Because of this power, this punya, I became a deva. So many. And leftover food I given to the fish, animals, etc. Even little dana. They helped others. And because of this power, this punya, they born in the heavenly deva world. So that they're actually surprised why they were landed in Deva world. This is not much actually. Whatever we do in human world, they give just little, speak the truth, give fruits to a bhikkhu, give vegetables to a bhikkhu, and give foods to fish, animals, etc. So accordingly, he came in the evening with the Lord Buddha in evening time used to give Dhamma to the monks and to Upasaka and Upasikas who came from far places and gather in the evening. And Lord Buddha used to give the Dhamma. And this Dhamma Dasana time, sometime Mahamagala used to ask and raise the questions like this whenever he visit in the Niraya world and Deva world. So the Tera Mahamagala asked to Buddha, raise the questions. I visit in the Deva world and I meet so many of them. And they answer me, they became Deva because they give little thing and practice small like speaking truth, give fruits, vegetables, give leftover foods to animals, fishes, etc. By this they become Deva. Is it possible, Lord? He asked to the Buddha. And the Buddha said, my dear son, you haven't seen and heard from the Devas what they said to you. And the Lord Buddha said again, you should not doubt and cannot underestimate even a little punya, little merit. It is immense punya and it bears a lot of power. So because of that, they born in the Deva world. You sin yourself, the Lord Buddha said. In this context, the Buddha uttered this verse to the Thera Mahamagala. The Buddha said the Buddha uttered this verse. Satchang banena kucheya daccha appampiya chito etehi tihitanehi gacche devana santiki. Satchang banena kucheya means one should speak the truth. And daccha appampiya chito, one should not yield to anger. Itihi tanehi. And one should give when asked, even if it is only a little. By means of this tree, one may go to the world of the Devas, and you can say the presence of the Devas. When somebody practice this tree, like speak the truth, one should not yield anger, and give whatever. And if somebody asks to you, please, if it asks to you, you should give, even if it is little. So if you practice these three, you are present, you are near to present of Deva world. So the Buddha was this Gata to the Mahamgalana Bante, and there were so many monks, upasakas, upasikas there. And by hearing this Gata, there are so many monks, Bantes, upasakas, and upasikas, they became Sotapanna. So we can learn from this Gata and practice in this way. If we practice in this way, we are also can become Deva. So it is upon us. It is up to us how we practice the Dhamma. So we are actually very lucky. We always listen the Dhamma and practice Dana, Sila, Bhavana. This is immense, immense punya, immense merit. We should not underestimate, though we daily do puja, practice Dhamma, listen the Dhamma. So we must understood ourselves and give respect ourselves. We at least give some time listening Dhamma, attending puja, to do meditation. It is very, you can say it is very mm, investment for you in future life. So having listen this, and accordingly we should, if we practice, obviously in the next life we can also able to land that in the Deva world, and we can also get all the luxurious and happiness in the Deva world. With this, I conclude here. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you, Venerable Dr. Balamante, for giving this discourse. So this is about the power of doing good, whether it is dana or shila or meditation, bhavana. So the good should not be underestimated. One should not think this is small or this may not give much results, because sometimes even when we do smaller actions, our mind has a lot of good qualities. Our mind has the right kind of faith rooted in wisdom, knowing the wholesome and unwholesome, acknowledging the wholesome and unwholesome. Then we can have sati, mindfulness. We can have metta when doing something good or helping other people, or dana, or any kind of good actions. Metta for ourselves and metta for others. So this, for example, metta. There was a incident in Lord Buddha's time. There were two devas, and one was, I think, one time Lord Buddha visited Tavatimsa, or I don't know whether Lord Buddha visited or Mahamoggallana Bhante visited. So there's two devas. They were having different levels of power. One was much more powerful and more radiant. The more powerful the devas are, the more radiant they are. They're more bright, the more light comes from their body. So these two devas. So one deva who was less powerful, he offered food, cooked food, to a lot of people every day, regularly for a long time. Other deva, he did not, but he had a mind of metta, a very powerful mind of metta. So this deva who had a mind of metta, he was more powerful. I think something like that. So the mind, even Lord Buddha has said, one who feeds a lot of people for many days, and one who develops a mind of metta for all beings, this mind of metta is much more powerful. So this mind of loving kindness, having a good will for all living beings, irrespective of everything, whether they are friendly or unfriendly or near or far or whatever race or color or gender or whatever it is, or human or non-human, if we can develop a mind of metta, for example. So that these are very powerful actions. So even Lord Buddha said, even when one develops metta, as much as just the snapping of this finger, then also the merit is immense, because that is a mind which has no hatred or aversion towards any living being. That is a powerful mind. So these wholesome actions, for example, whatever these devas told Venerable Mahamoggallana Bhante, the left-hand chief disciple of Lord Buddha, or say power of truthfulness. Power of truthfulness is also very great. People may not understand. But say Bodhisattva, when he fulfilled his paramis, life after life, for Pora Sankhya, or anybody who would become a Buddha in future, or who became a Buddha in the past. So generally they would keep these 5 precepts in their lives. But there are chances that they may break some of these precepts. Even the bodhisattvas can. But one precept they never ever break, even at the cost of their life, is not to tell a lie. So that is the power of truthfulness. In one sutta, it is said, Satchang have samonatti, esave satcha parami. So the power of truthfulness is immense. Of all the paramis, the power of truthfulness is immense. Because when we practice the Dhamma, what do we try to learn? What do we try to understand? When we practice the Dhamma, we try to understand the truth, Paramatha, ultimate truth. We try to understand the Nama, Rupa, Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana, the Paramatha. We try to understand. So if our practice starts with lies, then it never goes anywhere. But if it starts with truthfulness, for example, then starting from ordinary truthfulness, we can reach the highest level of truthfulness, the Paramatha, Chitta, Chetasika, Rupa, Nibbana, everything, all the highest truth, Four Noble Truth. That is also truth, universal truth, Four Noble Truth. That also we can realize by starting with truthfulness. So these are, sometimes people underestimate them. Or even there are people who may tend to say these things are not even necessary. One need not speak the truth. One need not have a mind of metta. One need not have a mind of generosity. There are such people also. And because they have not really understood the power of these wholesome intentions, wholesome power of the mind, so they may underestimate. But these things are really very powerful, as has been narrated just you heard. These devas, many of them did not do too many. It's not like they gave many dana or they did a lot of things. But then some of the good qualities they very sincerely followed. Some of the good, wholesome intentions they cultivated again and again. And by the power of that, they were reborn in the divine worlds. This power of not getting angry, power of not getting angry is such an immense power. For example, Sakka, the king of Tawatimsa Tusita realm, he practiced seven things. How he became Sakka, somebody asked. I practiced seven things. One of them was truthfulness. One of them was generosity. One of them was not to get angry. Whatever it is, not to get angry, no matter how much people were to against him or trying to harm him or anything, not to get angry. So like this, one of them was he was helping people who had some difficulties and all. He was trying to help old people and sick people like this. So, like this, by cultivating these things, he became the ruler of the, he not just another deva, even the ruler of the Tavatim Satusita realm by practicing these things. So, if it's not that these are small actions. When we do it, for example, when you cultivate truthfulness again and again, or when you cultivate metta again and again, then it is a very powerful thing. It's a big power in your mind. A mind that lives with metta, as we call in our Lord Buddha's teaching, we say appamanya, immeasurables. These metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. These four qualities we say appamanya, immeasurables. We cannot really measure if it is rightly developed, the extent of their power. It's not possible to measure so easily. It is so powerful, so huge, so immense. That's why we say immeasurable, appamanya. And so these are qualities when you develop, cultivate again and again, then the mind has very great strength. Mind has very great power. Even Lord Buddha said in a sutta, people who develop these four Brahma Viharas, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha, to a very high level, even if they have committed unwholesome actions in the past, most of their unwholesome actions wouldn't be able to give much result. And he gave an example. He gave an example just like, say, if there is a big flood in this Bangalore city, very big flood. And this big flood covers up the whole of city, all the buildings, all the plants and trees and buildings and everything. It is such huge flood. Everything is covered under the water. Everything is below the water. So when it is everything is below the water, you do not really see this one is, say, big building or small building or shop or tree or something, other buildings or other things. You cannot see like that because everything is underwater. He gave an example. Similarly, when these four Brahma Viharas are developed, Lord Buddha says, it is developed like this to a very high level. Even when there are unwholesome actions done in the earlier, they would all be submerged by under the power of these four Brahma Viharas, and they wouldn't be able to give much result. So that's the power of these Brahma Viharas, for example, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekha, or Dana, or Sila, or truthful, any even a single Sila like truthfulness. How Bodhisattvas very dedicatedly practice, even at the cost of their life. So many times the Bodhisattva knew if he tells the truth, he may be killed, but he spoke the truth. He didn't think, oh, I may get killed. They will kill me if I speak the truth, so I will not speak the truth. The Bodhisattva did not do like this because he knew the power of truthfulness. If I deviate from truthfulness, I can never reach the ultimate truth. I can never reach the highest truth, the Four Noble Truth, the Paramatha. I can never reach. So that's why the Bodhisattva stuck to the truth all the time. Satchaparami. And people who say that these things may not have power or they may have small power are the people who do not really cultivate it. Because that is why they do not really know in their heart that, okay, truthfulness has power, metta karuna has power, dana has power, sila has power. They do not understand because they do not really cultivate these qualities. These qualities are something that we need to cultivate within us. Again and again, repeatedly, under all circumstances. When we do that, then automatically we can feel their power. We can see that these are great powers. These are powers that helps us to grow. But then people who do not cultivate, they do not understand. And that's why they keep saying, many people sometimes may say, oh, this has no power, wholesome has no power. There is nothing good, nothing bad. You should be wary of such people. You should be careful of such people who say there is no power of good and there is no power of bad. You should be very careful of such people. If possible, avoid such people. Stay away from such people because asevanacha balanang. Do not associate with unwise people. That's the first advice Lord Buddha gave in the Mahamangala Sutta. Because such people are not good friends, not good companions, not the right association one should cultivate. Because they're themselves carrying a lot of wrong views. And then if you stay in their company for long, you might get affected by their wrong views and wrong practices, and then ultimately suffer. So one should, instead of asevanacha balanang, Lord Buddha said, panditanancha sevana. Possible, associate with wise people, good people. This is the right way of doing things. So that's how one should cultivate the goodness, whether it is dana or sila or bhavana or any good action, any wholesome action. The essence of developing strong kusala within oneself is repeated practice. That's all. If you want to be good in meditation, do meditation every day. If you want to be good in dana, do dana little every day. If you want to be good in sila morality, do practice sila every day. That's the essence of it. Whatever little you may be able to do, you should do. Do not ignore, oh, this is small, I need not do this today, I may do it tomorrow, like this. If you do it even a little every day, one day it will gain strength, one day it will gain power, one day it will grow big, for sure. And that's the power of wholesome. So if you do it every day, repeatedly, little by little, even Dhammapada also, Lord Buddha says, the wise people fill themselves up with goodness, little by little, like drop by drop of water fills up a pot. Similarly, the wise people fills themselves up with goodness every day, little by little. And then they have a lot of goodness within them. So this is how one should cultivate. Repeated practice is the essence of all spiritual practice. Whatever we do good, we do it every day. We do not neglect, we do not ignore, we do not forget. Even if we can do a little every day, still it has some power. But if we ignore, or today I will do, or tomorrow I will do, or day after tomorrow I will do, or like this, then it has not much of, because one day it is strong, next day it is weak. So again, you have to start from the beginning. So that is not really powerful. So that's the Dhamma message for today. So may you all be able to cultivate more and more wholesome and develop your mind in the right way and progress on the path of Dhamma and attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. So we have a small program here, the Diksha program. They have come, Vajira. Okay. अभी एक बार आओ, इधर आओ Vajira. वही मैं सोच रहा हूँ. थोड़ा एक काम करो, तुम लोग थोड़ा भाग हो जाओ, थोड़ा लोग इधर चले जाओ, थोड़ा लोग उधर चले जाओ, बीच बीच को छोड़ दो. हाँ, थोड़ा इस तरफ चले जाओ तुम लोग थोड़ा. और थोड़ा शासना रखी था, और थोड़ा जाओ, सब लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा जाओ. हाँ, सब लोग थोड़ा थोड़ा इस तरफ से. So it is a wonderful occasion that they are taking Dhamma Diksha, taking refuge in the Triple Gem and dedicating themselves, committing themselves on the path of Dhamma. On the path of Dhamma is the path of Nibbana, path of freedom from all suffering. So when such an intention arises that I will cultivate this path of freedom from all suffering, this is very wholesome intention, really very, very powerful, wholesome intention. So one should appreciate this kind of wholesome intentions. Not everybody in this samsara will have such intentions.
So there are actually 5 families बने, कोई husband wife है, कोई भाई बहन है, कोई माँ है, कोई बच्चे के साथ है, तो सबको एक साथ करके ये बाद में सर्टिफिकेट दे देंगे, कोर्ट के अंदर सबको देंगे.
तभी
हमारे लोग पूरा कन्नड़ इंग्लिश आता है तल्ला, हाँ, आगे तल्ला, थोड़ा कन्नड़ ऐड करना पड़ेगा.
अभी का
नहीं तो एक उपसभा को बुला के ट्रांसलेट करा देने तो अच्छा है ना.
हाँ. Doctor, can you do a little translation after the Tisarana Panchashila? Then I will mention about this Tisarana a little bit. Can you do the translation for them?
Please come now.
You also come and sit here.
Translation को तो माइक नहीं चाहिए.
Other सामने. Okay, first. Tisarana Panchashila. And then you can, after that, Nati me Sarananganyam, Buddho me Sarananganyam. After Tisarana Panchashila. You will give the Tisarana and Panchashila and that means follow.
You explain now first
Monday.
how to do that.
Okay. ಇವಾಗ ನಾವು ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಈಶ್ವರನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪಂಚಶೀಲ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಶ್ವರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಘಕ್ಕೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪಂಚಶೀಲ ಅಂತ ತಗೋಬೇಕಾಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅದು ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಗಿರಿಧರ್ ಅಂತ ಕನ್ನಡ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಶಬ್ದ ಪಕ್ಷಿಯಿಂದ ಈ ದಿನ ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೆಷಲ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅದು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೀಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಮುಂದೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿ. ಟ್ರೈ ಟು ಸಿಟ್ ಆನ್ ಯುವರ್ ನೀ. ಓಕೆ
ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಗ್ರಹಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮುಂಚೆ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಗಳ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ 3 ದ್ವಾರಗಳು ಕಾಯ ವಾಚ ಮನಸ್ಸ ಅಂದರೆ ದೇಹದಿಂದಾಗಲಿ ಮನಸ್ಸಿನಿಂದಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾತಿನಿಂದಾಗಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನಾದರೂ ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅದನ್ನ ನೀವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಕೆಲವು ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕಾಸ ವಂದಾಮಿ ಬಂದೆ ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥೇನ ಕಥಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ಅಪರಾಧಂ ತಮತಮೇ ಬಂದೆ. ದ್ವಿತೀಯಂಪಿ ಓಕಾಸ ವಂದಾಮಿ ಬಂದೆ ಸ್ವಾರ್ಥೇನ ಕಥಂ ಸರ್ವಂ ಅಪರಾಧಂ ತಮತಮೇ ಬಂದೆ. तदीयंपि ओकास वंदामि बंते स्वार्थेन कथं सर्वम् अपराधं तमतमे बंते. अनुकंपं उपादाय
Kamami kamidaban sukhino bhavantu sabbidiyo vajantu saukarago vinasantu madevandandraya sukhidikayigo bhava abhivadana silecha nechan uddha bhajayino chattaro dhamma vadantu ayuvano sukhambalam.
ओकास अहं वन्दे विसरणेन सर्वं पंचशीलं धम्मं याचामि अनुग्रहं कृत्वा शीलं देता मे बन्धे. द्वितीयंपि ओकास अहं वन्दे विसरणेन सर्वं पंचशीलं धम्मं याचामि अनुग्रहं कृत्वा शीलं देता मे बन्धे. तदीयंपि ओकास अहं वन्दे विसरणेन सर्वं पंचशीलं धम्मं याचामि अनुग्रहं कृत्वा शीलं देता मे बन्धे. अनुकंपं उपादाय
Yamang vadami dangvaretha Rabi Abdami. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Tisarana gamanam paripurna panati bata Veramani sikkhapada samadhiyami adena dana Veramani sikkhapada samadhiyami kame sumecchachara Veramani sikkhapada samadhiyami musawada Veramani sikkhapada samadhiyami suramiraya Majjapamadatthana Veramani sikkhapada samadhiyami Tisaranena sa bencha silang daman sarukan surakitan katoa apamadena silang sampadetha sadhu 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 sadhu. So now you become Buddhist, no? To become Buddhist, Buddha said, Upasaka, Upasika, lay person, lay Upasaka, Upasaka had to take three trapezen, three sarana. No? We got sarana, Buddha Saranam Gacchami, Dhamman Saranam Gacchami, Sanghan Saranam Gacchami. If so, become Buddhist. So after that, you have to take Panchasila. That is quality of Buddhist. Not quality of Buddhist. To become Buddhist, so people had to take Tisarana. After that, had to take Panchasila. No? So later, Bandiji will explain about that.
ನೀವು ಬೌದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ. ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಕೊಂಡು ಮೂರು ಶರಣಗಳು ಬುದ್ಧಕ್ಕೆ ಶರಣು, ಧರ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಶರಣು ಮತ್ತು ಸಂಘಕ್ಕೆ ಶರಣು ಅನ್ನುವಂಥ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನೀವು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು ಅನುಸರಿಸಬೇಕಾದಂಥ 5 ಶೀಲಗಳನ್ನು ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನು ನೀವು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಶೀಲ ಗ್ರಹಣ ಅಂತದ್ದು, ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿಯಬೇಕಂತ.
Okay, so next step we will do determination, not determination. We will take refuge only Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha only, no other things. Okay, that determination we will do. Okay.
ನೀವು ಈಗ ಬರೀ ನಾವು ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಘ ಇಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾವು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಾಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಬಹಳ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ.
Okay, I will say, you all repeat after me.
ತಂದೆಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು.
Nati me sarana inyam Bodho me saranam varam Etena sachavajena Hotu me jaya mangalam Nati me saranam dhammam Dhammo me saranam varam Etena sachavajena Hotu me jaya mangalam Nati me saranam inyam Sangho me saranam varam Etena sachavajena Hotu me jaya mangalam. I have no other refuge. I take refuge only Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha only. By saying that truth word, may I be successful in my life, everything. Like that meaning. Okay? Okay.
ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಶರಣಿಲ್ಲ. ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಘವನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನನಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ಶರಣರಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಸತ್ಯವಚನದಿಂದ ನನಗೆ ಮಂಗಳವಾಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಈ ಹೇಳಿದ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ.
Okay, so let us Bandiji will explain, no? Tisarana and Panchasila. Okay.
So now we have taken Trisarana and Panchashila. Tisarana is Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Buddha is the one who has become enlightened without anybody's guidance. He has become enlightened by practicing himself and understood the reality of life, how people become happy, how people become unhappy, and how they can go beyond all dukkha.
ನೀವು ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಪಂಚಶೀಲನ ಗ್ರಹಣ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಹೆಸರನ್ನ ಅಂದರೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಘ. ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾರು? ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತವಾದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿರುವಂಥವರು, ತಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವಂತ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ಸಾಧಿಸಲಾರದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಹಂತವನ್ನು ತಲುಪಿರುವಂಥವರು, ಅದು ಬುದ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ.
So, and then after becoming enlightened, after ending all his mental defilements, after attaining to Samma Sambodhi, he has given this Dhamma, teaching, path. This path is to be free from all suffering. So when we practice this Dhamma, when we practice Sila, Samadhi, Panya, Dana, Sila, Bhavana, when we practice, then slowly, slowly, all our mental defilements go away.
ಬುದ್ಧ ಭಗವಾನರು ತಾವು ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವನ್ನು ಪಡೆದ ನಂತರ ಅವರ ಸಾಧನೆಯನ್ನು ಪ್ರಪಂಚಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಕ್ರಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಕಲಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ರಮ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ನಾವು ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಒಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯವನ್ನು ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಪರಿಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ.
So we should always be grateful to Lord Buddha that he gave us the teaching, because if he did not give us the Dhamma, we may not be able to find out by ourselves. So, and this is so difficult and so special, and it cannot appear just by intellect or just by thinking. One cannot discover this. But because Lord Buddha, out of his great compassion, Mahakaruna, gave us the Dhamma, we can find and we can practice.
ಭಗವಾನರು ಮಹಾಕರುಣೆಯಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಪವಿತ್ರವಾದ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರೇ ಶೋಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೆಳೆಸಿರುವಂಥ ಈ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ನಮಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರು ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಭಗವಾನರು ನಾವೇ ಆ ಹಾದಿಯನ್ನು ಹುಡುಕೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟವಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆಯಿಂದ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕು, ಪುತ್ರ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಗೌರವಿಸಿ ಪಾಲಿಸಬೇಕು.
In this samsara, to understand right and wrong as wrong is not easy. And most people have confusion. They take wrong as right and right as wrong. And even there are so many people, so many idea, philosophy teachers, they also are stuck with a lot of wrong views. And that's why the teachings of Lord Buddha is special, because it can remove all our inner darkness. It can remove all our wrong views when we practice.
ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ತಪ್ಪು ಸರಿಯನ್ನು ಗ್ರಹಿಸೋದು ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಾಗೆ ತಪ್ಪನ್ನು ಸರಿ ಅಂತಾನು ಸರಿನ ತಪ್ಪು ಅಂತಾನು ನಮಗೆ ಗೋಚರಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗವಾಗಿ ಭಗವಾನರ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಸರಿ ಏನು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಸುಖ ಸಿಗುತ್ತದೆ.
So if you have to take the example, if you have to follow an example of any person, or if you have to make somebody as your ideal, then you can always take Lord Buddha as your ideal, because he has fulfilled the goodness, all the good qualities within himself to the highest level, and he has also taught other people how to fulfill within themselves, and he has always lived at the perfect as the perfect example of the highest wisdom and virtue.
ನಾವು ಯಾರನ್ನಾದ್ರೂ ಒಬ್ಬರನ್ನ ಉದಾಹರಣೆಯಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಬುದ್ಧ ಭಗವಾನರಿಗಿನ್ನ ವಿಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠವಾದವರು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಅವರನ್ನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಆದರ್ಶವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅವರ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನಡಿಬೇಕು. ಅದು ನಡೆದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಅವರು ಏನು ಗಳಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದರ ಫಲ ನಮಗೆ ದೊರೆಯುತ್ತದೆ.
And that's why not just humans, he became the teacher of, he Sattha Deva Manusanam, teacher, guide of not just humans, even divine beings. So not just humans, even divine beings would come and seek his guidance, how to be free from samsara, how to be free from dukkha.
ಅದರಿಂದ ಭಗವಾನರು ಬರೀ ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ದೇವತೆಗಳಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರಾದರು. ಹೇಗೆ ಈ ಸಂಸಾರದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಗಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
And this Dhamma, when we practice dana, shila, bhavana, every step is for our purification. So more and more we do, when more and more we do dana, our greed reduces, our stinginess, our negative qualities reduces. When we do practice sila, our bad behavior reduces. When we practice meditation, our unwholesome mental tendencies reduces. So more and more we do these dana, sila, bhavana, more and more purification we can get, and finally we can also get the purification up to Nibbana.
ಈ ಹಾಗೆ ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಣ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ದಾನ, ಶೀಲ, ಭಾವನೆ ಎಂಬ 3 ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಿದಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಈ ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಣ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಈ ದಾನ, ಶೀಲ, ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ದಾನ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತು, ದಾನ ಕೊಡೋದು. ಶೀಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇದು ಪಂಚಶೀಲಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಪಾಲಿಸೋದು. ಮತ್ತು ಧ್ಯಾನ, ಭಾವನ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಧ್ಯಾನ, ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಿಸುವ ಮಾರ್ಗ. ಈಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ 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 ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧರಾಗ್ತದೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ.
And then we have the refuge of Sangha, the enlightened disciples of Lord Buddha, the great men and women who have practiced on this path and then liberated themselves from dukkha, liberated themselves from suffering, and also purified their heart by removing all their defilements. We take all these noble men and women as holy Sangha and as our guide, as our mentor, as our protector.
ಈ ಬುದ್ಧರ ಮಾರ್ಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದು ಬಂದಂಥ ಹಲವಾರು ಜನರು, ಭಿಕ್ಷುಗಳು, ಮುಕ್ಕುಣಿಯರು, ಅವರು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧರಾಗಿ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಉನ್ನತ ಹಂತವಂತರಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಇದೇ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದು ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧತೆ ಪಡಿಬೇಕು. ಈ ಪರಿಶುದ್ಧತೆಯನ್ನು ಪಡೆದು ಯಾರು ನಿಭಾವನ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಸಂಘ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ನಾವು ಅವರು ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ಈಗ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಬುದ್ಧರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ
We have wandered in the samsara for many lives, taking many wrong refuges and getting into wrong practice and habits and suffered. So when you have finally come to the supremely enlightened Buddha who knows everything, who can guide you to the final liberation up to compassion and the Dhamma and the holy Sangha who can help you, then it is surely which means you must have done wholesome in the past, and that wholesome is now giving results.
ಹಲವಾರು ಜನ್ಮಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಪದೇ ಪದೇ ಹುಟ್ಟು ಸಾವುಗಳಿಂದ ಸಂಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬಹಳ ಜನ್ಮಗಳನ್ನ ತೆರೆದಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಳೆಯ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಫಲದಿಂದ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಬುದ್ಧರ ಸನ್ನಿಧಿಗೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಇದನ್ನ ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ನೀವು ಹಾಗೆ ನಡೀಬೇಕು.
So always keep the Buddha Dhamma Sangha as your highest object of recollection and remembrance.
ಬುದ್ಧ ಧರ್ಮ ಸಂಘವನ್ನ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತ ಸ್ಥಾನದಲ್ಲಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನ ಸದಾ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ.
And also keep practicing this Panchashila, not to kill, not to harm, but to protect living beings and be having metta, karuna for all living beings.
ಈ 5 ಪಂಚಶೀಲಗಳು ನೀವೇನು ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ ದಿನನಿತ್ಯ ಇದನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಮೊದಲನೇದು ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಣ ಹತ್ಯೆ ಅದರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಯನ್ನು ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಶೀಲ.
Then not to take others' properties or wealth by either stealing or cheating or any wrong actions. Instead of that, we cultivate dana, we cultivate generosity, we help others by our whatever resources or wealth or time or power we have.
ಎರಡನೇ ಶೀಲ ಅಧಿನಾದಾನ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅಧಿನಾದಾನ ಅಂದರೆ ಕಳ್ಳತನ ಮಾಡದಿರೋದು, ಬೇರೆ ವಸ್ತುಗಳನ್ನ ತಗೊಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅದರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ದಾನವನ್ನು ಮಾಡೋದನ್ನ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಕೊಡೋದನ್ನು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರ ಬದಲಾಗಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ಇದು ಎರಡನೇ ಶೀಲ.
And then practicing faithfulness within one's relationship in the family, between husband and wife and all other family members, being faithful to each relationship in the right manner and not committing anything wrong, in the sexual manner.
ಮೂರನೇ ಶೀಲ ಕಾಮೇಶು ಮಿಥ್ಯಾಚಾರ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ನೀವು ಸಂಸಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಟುಂಬಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರ ಪರಸ್ಪರ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಅನೈತಿಕವಾದಂಥ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅನ್ನೋದು.
And then truthfulness, cultivating truthfulness, because when we have the truthfulness, we have to cultivate truthfulness, we have to have mental determination. Wholesome mental determination is required. More we cultivate truthfulness, more our mind gets purified and inclines towards the ultimate truth.
ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು ಮುಸಾವಾದ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಮುಸಾವಾದ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸುಳ್ಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಮುಸಾವಾದ ಸುಳ್ಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಬಾರ್ದು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟದಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಅವ್ರ ಬೆನ್ನಿಂದ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು. ಈ ರೀತಿ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಬದಲು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಮಾಣಿಕರಾಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಇದು ನಾಲ್ಕನೇದು. ಈ ಥರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಶುದ್ಧೀಕರಣವಾಗುತ್ತೆ.
And then finally avoiding intoxicants, because when we indulge in intoxicants, we lose money, we lose reputation, we lose good health, and also we suffer because of a lot of problems. Instead of that, what we do, we cultivate meditation to purify our mind.
ಐದನೇ ಶೀಲ ಇದನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಮಾದಕ ವಸ್ತುಗಳು, ನಾಶಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುವಂಥದ್ದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಪದಾರ್ಥಗಳ ಉಪಯೋಗವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು. ಸಿಗರೇಟ್ ಸೇದೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಕುಡಿಯೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಮಾದಕ ದ್ರವ್ಯಗಳನ್ನು ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸೋದಾಗಲಿ, ಈ ಥರದಿಂದ ನೀವು ದೂರ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತೇಳಿ.
So when you have these 3 refuge and 5 precepts, when you uphold them, cultivate them, then you will always be protected by this highest power, and you will always be on the right track and always be able to avoid suffering.
ತ್ರಿಸರಣ ಪಂಚಶೀಲೆಯನ್ನು ನೀವು ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯಾಗಿ ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಸದಾ ರಕ್ಷಿತರಾಗಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ನೀವು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದುವರೆದು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ನೀವು ಮುಂದುವರಿತೀರಿ ದಾರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ.
So we wish you all the best that you have taken this Diksha, and you keep coming on every Sunday. We have Dhamma program here, and then also later on, when possible, there is a meditation course also in Kannada every month. Now it will be happening. So try to learn some meditation, and also every day at your home take this Tisarana Panchashila and follow. So your life will be wonderful.
ಈ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಂಗಳವಾರ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಿದ್ದು ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಈ ನಡೆಯುವ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಆವಾಗ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ, ಪ್ರತಿ ಭಾನುವಾರ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ. ಅದರಂತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ಇರ್ತದೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ. ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿ ಈ ಧರ್ಮವನ್ನು ನೀವು ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ.
Okay, we will give the blessings. Sabetiyo vibhajjanto sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavato antarayo sukhi dekayuko mava avivadana silissa nityang buddhabachayino chattaro dhamma vardhanti ayuvanno sukhang valang ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha अथो निब्बान संपत्ति मिनादे समिच्छतोति साधु साधु साधु.
So Gaurama Banni, Swami Jindal certificate मध्ये पुस्तक इसमें एक साइन मारना है.
किसका किसी के नाम लिखा है क्या उसमें?
किसका नाम लिखा है वहाँ बंदे
ओह तब दे दो. दूसरा वाला हमको दे दो, हम साइन मार के देता हूँ. आदित्य साइन करेगा क्या? साधु साधु. नेक्स्ट दे दो.
फोटो ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ.
नहीं जरूरत.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸೂರ್ಯವಂಶಿ ಕೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಶ್ವೇತಾ ಧನ್ಯ ಅಂಜನ್ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಸೈನ್ ಓವರ್. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ಹೀಗೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ನೋಡಿ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ ಮಗ. ಇದು ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಡಿ, ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಲ್ವಾ? They have bought some dana bande. They come from very far bande. Photo one. Okay, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಜನ ಹೋಗಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಸಂತೋಷ್ ಕುಮಾರಿ
ಸಂಜಯ್
ಮತ್ತೆ कनिष्का ये माँ और उनका बेटी आया है.
मदर एंड डॉटर होते हैं. दे आर मदर एंड डॉटर. देखते
ನಾನು ದಾನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ನಾನು ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ.
साधु साधु साधु.
ಅದು ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ. एक मुनिराज ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಂಗೀತ. ಈ ಕಡೆ ಬನ್ನಿ. ಅದನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾನು ಸರ್ಟಿಫಿಕೇಟ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಿ.
साधु साधु साधु.
ಇವಾಗ ಇದು ಕೊಡಿ, ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಎರಡು ಸೇರಿಸಿ ಕೊಡಿ. ಪರಿಜಾತ ಮತ್ತೆ ಪ್ರಜ್ವಲ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಬನ್ನಿ ಇದನ್ನು ಬೈ और बहन है बंदे ओकेना
कौन लेता है
नहीं है नहीं we don't have finish
Okay, so 12:30 Kannada discourse by Bimala Rakidavante. So we'll conclude here our Sunday morning program, and then 12:30 there will be Kannada discourse by our Bimala Rakita Banteji. So please all of you can attend, and lunch is there, no? Yeah. And lunch is also served, so you can have lunch and then you can attend the Kannada discourse.
No. Mr. Kishore, he is the one who has guided all this family to come here, take Diksha and do Dana one day. So also married to Mr. Kishore also. She has also come, but she has not come with her parents. So I told come with parents and take Diksha. Please, Bhattaji, kindly put it. Brother and sister, yeah.
Offer.
So it is a very nice occasion. We encourage Mr. Kishore, who has brought his family here to take Diksha. They all have come from Hoskote. They listen to Anandan's Kannada Dhamma talk and they inspire. So they are likely to come more deeper in coming days. So here we conclude today's program and we express gratitude to all the Bandits. Now Bandits will go for lunch and there is lunch for all the devotees. ಊಟ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 12:30 ಕನ್ನಡ ಧರ್ಮ ಪ್ರವಚನ ಇದೆ ತಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡ ಪ್ರವಚನ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ವಿಮಲಾ ರಚಿತಾ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಿ will give the Dhamma talk. And next Sunday we have a book release stamp on Buddhism by another person by Lokesh, so we will release, we invite you for that also. So here we conclude. Thank you very much.
Sadhu. क्या हाँ हो गया ओके मतलब फिनिश बनते ऑलरेडी लेट
तो ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರು ದಾನ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ
ठीक है बनते लोग को जाने दो मैं और रट्टपाला बनते रिसीव कर लेता हूँ यू कैन गो बनते लेट अदरवाइज इट विल बी लेट मैं और रट्टपाला बनते रिसीव कर लेंगे
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಇವಾಗ ಹುಷಾರ ಹೋಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ